For most of us men who have spent 20 or 30 years building a life, the home isn't just a shelter. It is the primary vehicle for our generational wealth. It's the physical manifestation of our discipline. We've always operated under the assumption that if the world went to hell, we still had the deed. We had the title. We had the land. But recently, a quiet tremor moved through the foundations of the American financial system. Bloomberg reported that the FBI and major banks are currently assessing a significant hack of a real estate finance tech vendor. On the surface, it looks like just another IT glitch, another headline in an era of constant data breaches. But as we look closer, we realize this isn't about leaked passwords or stolen credit cards. This is about the integrity of the record itself. The FBI doesn't step in for a minor operational hiccup. They step in when the systemic plumbing of the nation's wealth is at risk. Today, we are looking beyond the immediate news cycle. We are analyzing a phenomenon I call the digital custody crisis. It is the moment we realize that the evidence of our greatest assets has been moved from the safety of local courthouses into a centralized, vulnerable digital cloud that few of us truly understand. To understand why this Bloomberg report matters, we have to understand the gravity of the FBI's involvement. In the world of real estate finance, a vendor breach usually implies a delay in emails or a temporary outage of a portal. However, when federal investigators and the nation's largest banks are conducting joint assessments, it signals a threat to the chain of title. We are no longer talking about privacy, we are talking about integrity risk. If the digital ledger that records who owes what and who owns what can be manipulated or frozen, the very concept of property equity begins to liquefy. For those of us over 40, we remember a time when these systems were redundant and slow. Slow was safe. Today, speed is the priority, but that speed has come at the cost of extreme vulnerability. The midnight glitch isn't just a technical failure. It is a warning shot. It tells us that the third-party tech stack sitting between you and your home's equity is a single point of failure that we have ignored for far too long. This is the new frontier of risk management for the modern provider, ensuring that your legacy isn't erased by a line of malicious code in a vendor's database. Let's take a step back and look at how we got here. Historically, the paper trail was the bedrock of civilization. If you bought an acre of land in 1974, that transaction was recorded in a physical ledger at the county clerk's office. It was inefficient, it was dusty, but it was geographically distributed and physically immutable. To destroy the records of a town's ownership, you would have to literally burn down the courthouse. This created a security through friction model. But over the last 20 years, we've participated in the great migration of wealth records. We traded the leather-bound book for the high-frequency digital hub. The transition was sold to us as a victory for efficiency, and in many ways it was. Refinancing became faster, and closing costs, in theory, dropped. But we lost something critical in the process: the direct custody of our proof. When your property records move from a local ledger to a centralized digital database managed by a third-party vendor in another state, you are no longer the primary steward of your own documentation. You have outsourced the proof of your life's work to a software company whose primary incentive is profit, not the long-term preservation of your family's estate. We are living through the death of the paper trail, and we are only now starting to realize that the digital replacement is far more fragile than we were told. This brings us to a term we usually hear in the world of cryptocurrency, but one that is now vital for real estate: digital custody. In the traditional sense, if you hold the keys to your house, you have custody. But in the modern financial sense, custody refers to the entity that holds the legal record of ownership. In the real estate tech stack, your equity is managed by a series of intermediaries: mortgage servicers, title insurers, and fintech vendors. They hold the keys to your home's digital identity. The Bloomberg report highlights a terrifying legal ambiguity. If a vendor's database is corrupted or held for ransom, who legally owns the data? If the digital record of your mortgage satisfaction is lost in a breach, how do you prove to a bank 10 years from now that the debt was paid? We are entering an era where the digital ledger is the only truth the system recognizes, yet that ledger is held in trust by private corporations with opaque security protocols. For a man in his 40s or 50s, this is a strategic blind spot. We have spent our lives making sure the roof doesn't leak and the taxes are paid, but we haven't asked who is guarding the digital vault where the concept of our home is stored. Digital custody is the new weak link in our personal balance sheets. The final layer of this crisis is the fragility of centralization. We live in an age of corporate consolidation. In the quest for seamless integration, the real estate industry has funneled almost all its technical infrastructure into a handful of too-big-to-fail vendors. This has created a massive systemic monoculture. When one of these vendors, like the one currently under FBI scrutiny, is compromised, it doesn't just affect one bank or one homeowner. It can freeze the entire machinery of the housing market. Imagine a scenario where you are set to close on a move-down home for retirement, or perhaps you're liquidating an investment property to fund a child's education, and the title cloud goes dark. The transaction cannot move. The funds cannot be released, not because of a lack of money, but because the digital permission cannot be granted. This is the irony of our modern efficiency. By making the system more connected, we have made it more brittle. We have traded the resilience of thousands of local courthouses for the efficiency of a few massive, vulnerable server farms. As an informed peer, I'm telling you, the consolidation of real estate tech has made these vendors the ultimate high-value targets for state actors and cyber syndicates. They aren't just hacking a company. They are hacking the record-keeping of the American middle class. Understanding the centralization is the first step in moving from a state of passive vulnerability to one of active, informed stewardship. As we delve into the invisible liquidity freeze, it becomes apparent that the systemic threat of property transactions stalling indefinitely when digital record keepers are compromised is a reality we can no longer afford to ignore. The title cloud poses a significant risk to the stability of the real estate market, and it's essential that we understand the intricacies of this issue to navigate the challenges it presents. The data clearly indicates a significant rise in digital title transactions, which, in turn, has led to an increase in cybersecurity risks. This correlation underscores the importance of implementing effective security protocols to safeguard sensitive information and prevent potential breaches. For men over 40, who often view property as their primary retirement and legacy vehicle, the psychological toll of digital insecurity can be substantial. The uncertainty surrounding the safety of their assets can lead to significant stress and anxiety, making it essential to address these concerns through education and awareness. Our analysis reveals that a significant percentage of men over 40 are concerned about digital security, and it's crucial that we provide them with the necessary tools and information to address these concerns effectively. Moving from alarmism to agency requires a nuanced approach, one that balances the efficiency of technology with the need for robust security measures. By advocating for redundant, decentralized record-keeping, we can ensure the long-term sustainability of our property assets without abandoning the benefits of digital innovation. In conclusion, the data custody crisis presents a significant challenge to the real estate industry, but by understanding the systemic risks and taking proactive measures, we can navigate this transition successfully. It's essential to audit your property's digital trail, maintain hard copies of essential documentation, and advocate for a more secure digital future. By doing so, we can ensure the resilience of our property assets and the stability of the real estate market.